Joseph Reeves sat in his study as the late sun threw long gold bars across the desk. His laptop chimed with an email. The subject line, "Will revision, draft for review." It was from Kellerman, his estate attorney. He opened the attachment and scrolled through the dense paragraphs until the beneficiaries section stopped him cold.
Tyler Patrick Donovan, 15%. Patrick.
He hit print, never taking his eyes off the screen. The machine hummed in the corner. When the page dropped into the tray, he lifted it with 2 fingers as though it might cut him.
That's Donna's brother. Her brother, dead since 1989.
Joseph sank back into his chair, the sheet held at his side, his face went granite still. The email had been clear. Donna insisted on adding a longtime family friend as a beneficiary. Joseph hadn't known a thing. 6 months earlier, the name Tyler had meant only a yoga instructor to Joseph, someone Donna mentioned with a little too much warmth.
Joseph, this is Tyler, my yoga teacher. The universe practically dropped him on our doorstep.
The universe. Right.
He needs a place for a few weeks, just until he finds an apartment. The pool house is sitting there empty.
A few weeks then.
Thank you, Mr. Reeves. I won't be any trouble. I can help around the house if you need anything.
Tyler moved his duffel bag into the sleek pool house that same evening. Donna carried in fresh towels and a philodendron.
Make yourself at home. I mean it, Tyler. This is your space now.
Your space. That was supposed to be temporary.
Joseph pulled the curtain closed. It was, he told himself, just a few weeks. Morning light found them on the patio, Donna and Tyler moving through a yoga flow as if choreographed. Joseph watched from the kitchen window.
Every morning now. The weeks had a way of adding up.
You're getting stronger, Tyler. I can feel it in your adjustments.
Your teaching is incredible. I never had anyone so dedicated.
After the session, Donna rolled sunscreen onto Tyler's shoulders. Her hands lingered a beat too long.
She used to do that for me. Now I can't remember when it stopped.
Tyler, stay for lunch. I made that quinoa salad you like.
At dinner, when Joseph sat across the table, the silence hung thick as fog. Donna's gaze kept drifting to the pool house.
How long before I'm the guest in my own home?
Joseph said nothing. He simply carried his plate to the sink and let the water run over his hands. One afternoon, Joseph came in from the garden and heard Donna's voice through the half-open bedroom door.
I can't wait to see you again. It's been too long.
Who is she talking to with that voice?
At dinner that night, the silence felt deliberate. Joseph set his fork down.
Donna, who was on the phone with you earlier? You seemed very happy.
Just a girlfriend from my book club. You don't know her.
She's lying. That look in her eyes is one I've never seen before.
Later that evening, his laptop chimed with a new email from Kellerman, the estate attorney. The subject line read, "Will revision, draft for review, at Donna's request."
At Donna's request, without a word to me.
Joseph stared at the screen, his pulse slow and heavy. He didn't open the attachment yet, not until he understood what he was walking into. The next morning, something new was pinned to the fridge, a yoga schedule. Tyler's name circled in red, 3 times a week.
3 mornings a week. Private. She circles his name like a standing date.
He carried the schedule to his study, closed the door, and sat at the desk. The quiet felt deliberate. He picked up the phone and dialed Kellerman's number. The line clicked after 2 rings.
Mr. Kellerman, it's Joseph Reeves. I need a full copy of my current estate plan. Everything.
Kellerman's reply was dry. Of course, but I should mention your wife requested a revision. I sent a draft last night.
So she's been rewriting our will without a word to me.
Joseph hung up, his jaw tight. He went to the wall safe behind the bookshelf and spun the dial. The safe opened with a soft click. Inside, a leather binder held the existing will, signed and notarized years ago.
No Tyler here. Not yet. I need to know exactly what that draft says.
A few days later, Joseph found a stray envelope by the pool house door. The name read Tyler Donovan.
Donovan. She never mentioned a last name at all.
That evening, he approached Donna in the kitchen. She was arranging flowers, her movements measured.
I saw mail for Tyler today. His last name is Donovan? You never mentioned that.
It's just Tyler. Does his last name matter? He's my student, that's all.
It matters when a stranger lives in my pool house for 6 months.
I didn't think it was relevant, Joseph. You're acting like I'm hiding something.
Joseph let the silence answer for him. He didn't push further that night. Later, alone in his study, he opened a browser and typed Donovan into Donna's family search. The results were thin.
She's hiding something bigger than an affair. I just don't know what yet.
The phone rang. Joseph picked up, and Kellerman's voice came through, careful and dry.
Mr. Reeves, I thought you should know. Your wife contacted my office directly to add Mr. Donovan as a beneficiary.
Confirmed. She's moving pieces without me. Send me the draft immediately. I need to see exactly what she's done.
Joseph ended the call, his hand steady but cold. He returned to the wall, safe. Inside, past the leather binder, sat a small cardboard box he hadn't touched in over 15 years. The label read, Patrick's Papers. Joseph lifted it out and set it on the desk without opening the lid.
Not yet. I'll open it when I have the truth in my hands.
He placed the box on the corner of his desk, a dark square against the wood, and waited for the email.
The box held the answers, but opening it felt like crossing a line he couldn't walk back from. Not yet.
The email arrived at 4:07 p.m. Joseph opened the attachment without hesitation now. The screen filled with dense legal text. He scrolled past the standard clauses, his finger pressing hard on the trackpad until he reached Section 7, Beneficiary Designations. The line read, Tyler Patrick Donovan, a longtime family friend, shall receive 15% of the residuary estate.
Tyler Patrick. Patrick, her brother's name.
He printed the page, the paper sliding into the tray with a slick whisper. Joseph lifted it, his fingers steady.
Patrick was Donna's brother who died in 1989. No one uses that name by accident. 6 months. She gave him a home, a schedule, a piece of my estate, and she never said his middle name.
He laid the paper beside the cardboard box. The two objects seemed to pull at each other in the late light.
The answers are in that box. Now I have no choice.
Joseph reached for the lid, his fingers finding the old cardboard edge. The lid lifted with a dry crackle. Inside lay photographs, old letters, and a death certificate folded neatly on top. Joseph pulled out the death certificate. Patrick Donovan, died 1989. No spouse, no children, a life reduced to a few typed lines.
20 years ago, no children. So why did she use his name?
Beneath the certificate, an envelope caught his eye. Yellowed, sealed, addressed to Donna in a man's handwriting. Inside, a maternity record from 1990. Father, Patrick Donovan. Mother, Maria Donovan. Infant, Tyler Donovan. Financial assistance coordinated by Donna Reeves.
Tyler, Patrick's son. She's been lying since before the boy was born. No wonder she never said his last name. She's been hiding her own nephew under my roof.
Joseph placed the record next to the will. Tyler Patrick Donovan, beneficiary. Tyler Donovan, newborn. The pieces fit with a click he felt in his chest.
He wasn't a lover. He was family, and she used him to steal from me.
Joseph sat back, the papers spread before him like a battlefield map. He would not confront her yet. He needed to decide what to do and who to protect. Joseph stood and crossed to the window. Down by the pool, Tyler was cleaning a yoga mat, unaware of the storm brewing inside the house.
He's not my enemy. He's a pawn, just like me.
Joseph turned back to his desk. From Patrick's box, he pulled a sealed envelope with a single line on the front. To my son.
Patrick never got to give him this. Donna kept it hidden for 32 years.
He set the letter aside, then opened a blank document on his laptop and started typing. Standalone trust for Tyler Donovan.
A modest trust outside the marital estate, funded by me, not by her lies.
The idea clarified everything. He wouldn't confront Donna. He would give Tyler the truth and a future, then walk away from the marriage.
She'll lose the leverage in a single afternoon, and he'll gain what she never intended to give him.
Joseph saved the draft and opened his contact list. He needed to meet Tyler alone, away from Donna's reach. He picked up his phone and dialed Tyler's number. The line rang twice before a voice answered.
Mr. Reeves? Hi? Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, Tyler. I'd like to meet you for coffee tomorrow morning, just the two of us.
Sure, I can do that. There's a cafe near the park.
Joseph hung up and dialed Kellerman's office. He needed the trust finalized before that cup of coffee.
Kellerman, I need a separate irrevocable trust for Tyler Donovan, funded from my personal holdings. No connection to the marital estate.
That's unusual, Joseph. I'll prepare the documents. Come in tomorrow morning.
By 8 the next morning, Joseph was seated across from his attorney, a thick folder between them. He signed each page without hesitation, a modest trust, fully outside Donna's reach, with annual funding until his death.
Now the letter. Patrick's words, sealed for 32 years, will finally reach his son.
He slid the envelope into his jacket and walked out. The coffee meeting was in an hour, and for the first time in 6 months, every step was his own. An hour before the meeting, Joseph paused at the kitchen window. Donna was reapplying sunscreen to Tyler's shoulders, her laughter carrying through the glass.
She's still playing the doting host. He has no idea what she really is.
He turned away and walked out to the car. The house shrank in the rearview mirror as he pulled into the street.
6 months of silence. Today I hand him the truth she buried.
The cafe was quiet. A few morning regulars at scattered tables. Joseph chose a corner seat, back to the wall, and ordered 2 coffees.
I'll start with the will, then the maternity record, then the letter.
He placed a manila envelope on the table, the trust document inside, and watched the door. Through the glass, Tyler's car pulled up. Joseph watched him check his phone, then pushed the cafe door open.
Mr. Reeves, thanks for the coffee. Is everything okay?
Have a seat, Tyler. I ordered for you. And no, it's not okay, but I think you need to hear why.
Joseph pulled a single sheet from his jacket, the will draft, and laid it on the table between them. The coffee steam rose between them.
Tyler, are you aware that my wife added you to our will? 15% of my estate.
What? No, I had no idea. She never said anything about that.
The name she used was Tyler Patrick Donovan. That middle name is the key.
Patrick? My mom just said it was my grandfather's name. She never mentioned any other Patrick.
Your mother said that? Or Donna told her to say that?
Why is he asking about my mother? What's happening?
Joseph reached into the envelope again. This time, he pulled out a yellowed page, the maternity clinic record.
Tyler, I need you to look at this and tell me if you recognize anything.
What is this? Why do you have a record with my name on it?
That record shows your father wasn't the man who raised you. Your biological father was Patrick Donovan, Donna's brother.
That's impossible. My dad is James Donovan. He raised me.
James Donovan is the man your mother married later. Patrick died just before you were born. Donna kept it secret from everyone, including you.
My whole life is a lie. Why are you telling me this? What do you get out of it?
I'm not your enemy, Tyler. You've been used as a pawn in a scheme to steal from my estate. I want to set things right, not punish you.
Set things right, how? I've been living in your pool house for 6 months. She never told me anything. I feel like an idiot.
You're not an idiot. You were just as manipulated as I was. I have something for you, something your real father left behind. But first, I need you to understand the full picture.
Tyler looked down at the maternity record again, his thumb tracing the faded footprint. The cafe seemed to hold its breath.
I'll listen. Tell me everything.
Your biological father was Patrick Donovan, Donna's younger brother. He died in a car accident 6 weeks before you were born. Your mother, Maria, was his girlfriend. Donna helped her financially after the accident, but she kept your existence a secret from the rest of the family. That maternity record is from a clinic Donna arranged payments to. She's been the one quietly supporting you your whole life, not out of charity but control.
She told me she was just a generous friend. I thought she cared about my career.
She wanted you close enough to use, but not close enough to tell the truth. Adding you to the will was the final move, a way to funnel money she felt entitled to.
Tyler stared at the death certificate Joseph now slid across the table. Patrick Donovan died 1989. A life he never got to know.
I found one more thing. An envelope Patrick sealed for you before he died. Donna never gave it to you. I think it's time you read it.
He wrote to me? After all these years?
Joseph placed the yellowed envelope in Tyler's hands. The seal was still unbroken, Patrick's handwriting faint but certain. Tyler's fingers tore at the seal. He unfolded the paper, and his breath caught as he began to read. The letter was brief, written in a shaky hand. Tyler read it twice, his lips moving silently over the words. "My son, if you're reading this, I never got to hold you. Know that I loved your mother, and I wanted you more than anything. Be better than me."
He wrote this 32 years ago, and she hid it from me. All those years, she pretended to care while holding on to this.
She used you to get to my money, Tyler. You deserved to know the truth, and you deserved what he left for you.
Why would you do this for me? You could have just kicked me out, hated me.
Because you're not to blame for her choices. I've been where you are, betrayed by someone who should have protected me. I'm not letting her win.
What happens now? To me? To her?
Joseph reached into his jacket and withdrew another document, a formal trust agreement, already signed.
This is a standalone trust in your name. It's modest, but it's yours, no strings attached. I'll fund it annually. You can start fresh, on your terms.
I don't know what to say. No one's ever. I've never had anyone do something like this.
Say you'll take it, Tyler. Not for me, for yourself. Use it to build something real.
I will, I promise. But what about Donna? She's going to lose her mind when she finds out.
She lost the right to an opinion the moment she tried to steal from both of us. You don't owe her anything.
I'm moving out today. I'll find an apartment, pay my own rent for once.
Good. I'll handle the rest. There's a divorce filing coming, but I'll keep your name out of it. Just focus on your new life.
Thank you. For everything. I won't let you down.
They finished their coffee in a heavy, comfortable silence. Joseph paid the bill, tucking a generous tip under the saucer. Outside the cafe, under the afternoon sun, they stopped on the sidewalk. Joseph extended his hand.
I'll send you my new address. And Joseph, thank you. You gave me back my father and a future.
Tyler drove away, and Joseph watched until the taillights disappeared. He had done what was right, and the cost, he knew, was a marriage already dead. The next morning, Joseph walked into Kellerman's office without an appointment. The attorney looked up, surprised.
File for divorce, Kellerman. Today. Grounds, deceit, and attempted misappropriation of my estate.
I've already drafted the petition. It cites the unauthorized will revision and the concealed family relationship.
Joseph took the pen and signed each page without reading further. The ink dried in seconds, and the marriage was over. 2 hours later, a process server rang the doorbell of the Reeves home. Donna answered, drying her hands on a towel.
Divorce petition? That's absurd. He can't be serious.
Her eyes snagged on a line. Petitioner has discovered respondent's concealment of a familial relationship with Tyler Patrick Donovan.
He found Patrick's box. He knows everything. Tyler. My God, what have I done?
Donna sank onto the sofa, the papers scattering around her feet. The house felt cavernous, the silence louder than any argument. Joseph drove home with the top down, the afternoon air warm on his face. There was no triumph, only the quiet certainty of a necessary ending. Joseph arrived home and set his phone on the hall table. Within minutes, Donna's name flashed on the screen. 12 calls in an hour. He silenced it. A voicemail played briefly. "Joseph, please. I was only trying to help my nephew. We can talk about this."
Too late for talk. She had 32 years.
That afternoon, Tyler emerged from the pool house, carrying a duffel bag and a rolled yoga mat. His movements were calm, deliberate. Joseph watched from the study window as Tyler placed the last box in his trunk. The afternoon light stretched across the pool in long, indifferent bands. The pool house door stood open, the interior hollowed out and clean. No yoga mat, no philodendron, no trace that anyone had lived there. Tyler paused at the driver's door, looked back at the main house once, then drove away without ceremony. Joseph walked to the pool house and pulled the glass door shut. The latch clicked with a sound that felt heavier than it should. Inside the main house, the wedding photo on the mantel was tilted. Joseph straightened it, then turned his back on it. The house settled around him, quieter than it had been in 6 months. There was no relief, just the clean, hard air of something finished. Joseph poured himself a glass of wine and walked out to the patio. The pool was still, reflecting the last orange light of the day.
6 months I let that man live in my home, convinced I was losing my wife. I never was. I was losing a lie.
He took a sip and let the silence hold. Nothing needed to be said tonight. From the fire pit, he pulled out the old will draft, the maternity record, Donna's voicemail transcript. One by one, he fed them to the flames.
I'm not keeping her secrets anymore. I'm not keeping her guilt.
Later, he walked through the dark house, checking locks that hadn't been touched in months. Every room felt his again.
Tyler is free. Donna is out of my life. And the trust is set. I'll fund it until the day I die.
He sat on the pool's edge and watched the stars come out, the water black and smooth.
I didn't get revenge. I got to be the man Patrick would have wanted at that table. That's enough. That's more than enough.
Inside, the wedding photo still sat on the mantel, but Joseph didn't look at it. He simply turned off the light and went to bed. A month later, Tyler stood at the door of a third-floor apartment, a single key in his hand.
First time the name on the lease was mine. No Donna, no pool house, just me.
He had found a job teaching yoga at a local studio. Paychecks that felt small but entirely earned.
I taped Patrick's letter to the fridge every morning. It's the first thing I see.
Joseph had driven over with an envelope containing the first annual trust installment.
This is the start, Tyler. I'll send another next year and the year after that. Use it wisely.
They shook hands at the door, the gesture carrying more weight than any words.
I'll make him proud. Patrick, I mean. And maybe Joseph too.
As Joseph left, Tyler closed the door and looked around the small, clean space that was his. Some debts can't be repaid, only honored, and the best way to honor a gift is to use it well. Evening settled over the house like a slow exhale. Joseph sat by the pool, the water dark and still.
The trust is updated. Another year's payment ready. Tyler is doing well.
He didn't need to check. Tyler had proven himself. The trust would keep its promise. Inside, Donna had taken what she wanted. The divorce was final. The house was his alone. He walked past the pool house, its glass doors reflecting the orange sky. No mat, no laughter. For a moment, he considered the cost. A marriage, decades of trust, burned in a single discovery.
But I got to do one right thing. I gave a father back to his son.
He poured a glass of wine and sat on the patio as the sun dipped below the tree line. The trust would be funded annually, year after year, until his own name joined a death certificate. And when that day came, he would leave behind no secrets, only the quiet proof that some men keep their word.